Hi guys, my name is Nadia and welcome back to my channel. Today I have another weekly prep video for you. As a working mom of 3 wonderful kids, I always take out some time from the weekend or whenever I can find time to prep for the week ahead. This can include cooking, cleaning, baking a couple of dinners and putting components together that can help me make dinners and lunches easily in the weekdays. So if you have watched my last 2 weekend preps, you know that our washer has been broken for about 3 weeks now. Finally, we were able to get a washer and dryer. Very thankful. It was delivered yesterday and today I've been catching up on laundry as well. I also post weekly lunch videos and what's for dinner videos, so if you get a chance then please do check those out. Alright, with that, let's go ahead and jump in and let's start cooking, and I'll take you step by step and show you how I make everything, and I'll show you what I end up making. Alright, so today I'm gonna shop my freezer to make the weekly meal plan. Alright, I know I want to make something with the chicken, the ground chicken that I made last weekend, the weekend before, so I'm gonna take that out. I have the frozen dough, the wheat dough for the roti or the fresh tortilla that we make. I'll take that out. Okay, I'm doing it one-handed, but I'm gonna also take out the marinated chicken I have on the bottom. These are chicken legs. Sabir asked for chicken wings, so I'm gonna take out a frozen pack of chicken wings. They would probably not thaw today, but they would be good for tomorrow and the day after. Alright, and then I have vegetables, okra inside that I'm gonna make. Okay, I'll take everything out and I'll meet you inside. Alright, here is the menu today, or the weekly plan that I have so far. Let's start here. I took out this ground chicken from the freezer. Needs to defrost. I'm gonna be making potato, and I'm just gonna be putting some potatoes in there and some tomatoes and onions and make potato and ground chicken curry. I took out 1 pack of the wheat dough for the roti, so we'll eat it with fresh roti. This would be for tonight. Then I have fresh okra, not the best looking. There were only a few pieces bad actually, but these are really long. I hope they're nice and tender. I mean, they are tender. But anyway, I got it from Walmart. I normally don't buy vegetables at Walmart. I go to either Kroger or any of the Pakistani or Indian stores for fresh vegetables. I went to Walmart. They had 2 big packs of okra, so I got these, and I'm gonna be making okra curry. I'll show you how to do that. So these 2 curries I'll make today. And then I took out some chicken wings. Chicken wings are not defrosted, obviously. I'll either marinate them today. I'll put them in cold water and marinate them tonight, so they'll be ready for tomorrow. And then these are marinated chicken quarter legs that I took out from the freezer. These will be good for us for one of the dinner nights. We'll have it with rice or baked potatoes and veggies, that kind of thing. But marinating chicken and putting it in the freezer helps me out a lot, because all I have to do is defrost it in the refrigerator or in room temperature, and then I just make it in the air fryer. And to follow on how I make the rest of the items, like today I'm only cooking these 2 curries, but how I make the rest of them, I show everything in what's for dinner. We make dinner on weeknights, and sometimes I cook curries just enough for the day off and the next day, so that is easier for me. And then here are tomatoes and onions for the 2 curries. And then I was also thinking to make some blueberry muffins. These blueberries have been in the fridge for a week now. I want to use these up, so I'll make some blueberry muffins. And I also want to make banana nut bread. I have some ripe bananas and I really want to use those up. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. So before I get in the kitchen, I wanted to start a load of laundry. We obviously had a lot of loads ready to go, and I was kind of starting everything kind of late in the day, so I decided to start laundry now and catch up on as much as I can after cooking. I wanted to make sure the load is running as I'm working in the kitchen. I have also been catching up on laundry midweek, like on a Wednesday, which is also easier, so I don't have too much to do on the weekend. But since the washer was just delivered, we had a lot to catch up on this weekend. So here's the banana bread recipe that I follow. I got it off of YouTube, but I have made a few changes. I will write up everything and leave it in the description box for you. But this is the easiest recipe you'll ever make few ingredients, and it turns out perfect every time. So let's go over the ingredients real quick. I have no idea why everything is so yellow. Okay, the first thing you'll need is flour, all-purpose flour, brown sugar, baking soda. I like to have walnuts in mine, so banana nut bread. I have 2 eggs. I have unsalted butter, 1 butter stick, cinnamon, and then you need some kind of vanilla flavoring. I like to have cinnamon sugar on top, just a sprinkle, and then salt. That is all you need. And you need a bread pan. You can butter it to make it, you can butter it really well, or you can also put parchment paper. I think I'm gonna do both today. All right, let's go ahead and the most important ingredients, you need 3 to 4 ripe bananas. All right, let's go ahead and start making this easy banana bread. So first things first, you're gonna need 3 different bowls. This is for dry ingredients, this is for wet ingredients, and then bananas are gonna be mashed in here. You want to add bananas at the very end to make sure that your banana bread does not get spongy and stuffy, and that's the best tip I can give you on banana bread and banana muffins as well. Mash the banana separately and mix it at the very end. So to start off, I need room temperature softened butter, and I don't use any mixture for this. There's really no need for that. Like I said, it's pretty simple recipe, so I'm just gonna make this soft real quick and then start mixing my ingredients. Okay, I'm gonna start with the dry ingredients. Recipe: 2 cups of flour. You can grab sleeping clothes. You have to go to bed now anyway. You have sleeping clothes in your drawer, right?
No.
I'm gonna put half a teaspoon baking soda. That's one of the changes that I had made from the original recipe. That called for way too much baking soda, and it just didn't taste right. This is baking soda. I just have it in a jar. I have the half teaspoon measurement. No, this is tablespoon. Teaspoon. Half teaspoon. There you go. Salt. Cinnamon, as much as you desire. I like a lot of cinnamon, so I'm gonna put maybe 2 tablespoons. That's not too much for 2 cups of flour. These are all the dry ingredients, and I'm gonna set them aside, and we'll work with the wet ingredients now. All right, I'm done with these. That's butter going in. The butter is not hot, but it's more like softened melted butter. 1 cup of brown sugar. You can also have 3/4 cup of brown sugar. Okay, 1 cup of tightly packed brown sugar. Then we have 2 eggs. Vanilla extract. Like 2 tablespoons. That's it. These are the wet ingredients. So before you mix bananas in, mix in the sugar, the eggs, and everything else really well. I'm actually gonna use 4 bananas in this, not 3. I'm also gonna add my walnuts to the wet ingredients. Maybe half a cup of walnuts inside, and then I'll save some for the top. Bananas are going in the wet ingredients, and I don't like to mash it too much, just enough where I can still see the lumps, a little bit of lumps in there. I'm gonna mix this in, and then this mixture, just fold in the bananas really gently, and then this mixture is gonna go in the flour and the dry ingredients. Now there's no need to over mix that. I do not use any kind of electric mixer to mix this in because there's really no need to blend it so much. So you just fold it nicely. You can still see some chunks of banana showing, and that's gonna make it more moist, and that's gonna be really, it's gonna show really nicely within the bread as well. So just mix it until you don't see any flour on the bottom or on the sides, and now it's ready to go in the banana bread tin. I'll butter it real quick and then put parchment paper. I don't like spraying the cooking sprays in my tins because eventually it goes bad because of the spray. So I just like using butter, a lot of butter on the bottom. And you can put it in as is, or you can use parchment paper. That way it's easier to pick up when it's done. I'm gonna use parchment paper. So because of the butter, the parchment paper is sticking to the pan. Now I'm gonna pour this in, and this is gonna be a thick batter. Okay, now that it's ready to go in the oven, I'm gonna add some walnuts on top. Chili. Alright, it's nice and even. I'm gonna put some walnuts on top. By some, I mean a lot. And I want a little bit of cinnamon sugar on top. Tiny bit. Okay, the oven has been preheating on 350 degrees. This is gonna go in for 60 minutes, but I will check in 40 minutes. Okay, while the banana bread is cooking, I'm gonna start on the okra. I have washed the okra and then dried it really well. As you know, okra already has a slimy texture to it, so I don't want any extra moisture going in the curry. And this is going to be a really dry curry. I'll show you as I make it, and then I'll show you the final product, of course. So I'm cutting okra into bite-sized pieces. That's how I like it, really. I don't like it too big. And I'm just going to chop it up real quick, and then chopping up my onion. So the way cutting the onion, it's not really going to be chopped up, but it's going to be longer layers on the onion, and I'll show you in a little bit how it looks like. So I'm cutting it widthwise, in other words, and then making it into like half rings, half of an onion ring. So they're going to be nice and long within the curry, and they're going to be added at the very end. I'm going to chop up my tomatoes really chunky as well, and then we have cilantro and serrano pepper going in. So I'm going to start on both curries at the same time, but I will show you steps on each one in order. That way it would make sense if you are following the recipe. So I'm going to start with okra first. So I took a really small amount of oil for okra in this pan and then started browning it up. Here I'm trying to show you how it looks like. This also helps get rid of the slimy texture of okra. So just saute it in a little bit of oil for 4 to 5 minutes. Now I have added garlic, and I'm adding red chili, turmeric, and then cumin seed in there, and a little bit of salt. So the amount of okra I have is maybe 2 cups or a little bit less than that. So I'm just adding spices according to that. Once I add all the spices in, I'm going to stir that around, and then later on just add a little bit of water because it has been cooking really dry. I added a little bit of water, and at the same time just stir it a little bit, and then add tomatoes at the same time. Once I added tomato, just give it a quick stir, and then I'm going to cover it and let it simmer. Now okra does not take long at all to be cooked, so I'm just going to leave it there maybe for 5 minutes. So after being covered and then having it a little bit dry, because the tomatoes, they do release a lot of water, I uncovered it and made it dry a little bit. And then this is how it should look like. So tomatoes are still chunky, and as you saw, I added a lot of tomatoes compared to the okra. That's what's gonna give it more soury and more tomato curry type. Here I'm adding these black seeds. This is called kalonji in Urdu. I'll look up the. I do know English, guys, but I'll have to look up what it's called in English, and then I'll add it to the screen. But this gives a really nice, more soury fragrance to it. Not much of a flavor, but fragrance. So at this point, your okra should be cooked almost all the way, and then tomatoes are already cooked and dried up. And now I'm adding the onions. I just like the way these longer onions looked, or the longer red onions especially, look and taste in the okra. If you like to chop it up in smaller pieces, of course you can. And I'm just adding these to the almost at the end of this being cooked, so that the onions would still remain a little bit crunchy. So I'm gonna stir it a little bit. I'm going to add cumin seed powder and coriander powder to it, and then I'm gonna be covering that for less than 5 minutes. So the onions have been covered, and that also produced a little bit of water, so I'm turning it up on high heat and just drying it up a little bit. I also tasted it and added a little bit more salt because I felt like it didn't have enough. Alright, so here is the final product. This is how it looks like. As you can see, the onions are not exactly crunchy, but they're still not cooked all the way. They're more translucent now, but I did not cook them all the way, so that you can still feel a little bit of crunch, if you want to call it. And then the okra curry itself is pretty dry. I know that curry traditionally is anything with liquid, but in Urdu this is called bhujia, and I don't know the exact English translation for that, but I'm just gonna call it okra curry. This is really spicy and dry, and as I said, you can taste the tomato and onion and okra all together in a spicy mix, and it's really yummy and tasty with fresh roti or fresh whole wheat tortilla. Alright, this is the okra curry. Alright, let's get back to the aloo keema or the ground chicken and potato curry. As I mentioned, I was cooking both of them at the same time, but I wanted to show you the steps in order. So here for the chicken keema curry, I am adding brown onions to a little bit of oil and brown it up really well. And now I'm going to be adding it in a blender which already has cut up tomatoes in it to make a paste out of that. Now I'm adding my ground chicken that has already been cooked, which I took out of the freezer as I mentioned. I'm going to saute it just a little bit. I added a little bit of garlic in that, and after blending the tomato and onions together, I'm putting it in there. Now if your ground chicken is not already cooked, then you would brown the onions and add the ground chicken and spices to it, and then add the tomatoes later. But I skipped that step because it was already cooked. Now the tomato and onion paste has been dried in the ground chicken. I have added potatoes in there. I've also added serrano pepper, and now I just added a little bit of water. And the powder that you saw was cumin and coriander seed powder. So I have added that. I'm gonna stir it around, taste it, added a little bit more salt, water. It's not supposed to be watery curry. It's more of a thicker liquid. I'm adding more serrano pepper, whole ones. And then I'm just gonna cover it, add enough water so the potatoes can get soft. So I was also checking up on my banana bread in the meantime. I took it out of the oven after about 45 minutes. The sides were pretty done and it looked pretty done from outside, but when I poked in the middle, you can see it was still a little bit wet, so that had to go back in the oven. Back in the oven for about 10 to 15 more minutes. The recipe calls for 60 to 65 minutes. Now I have taken it out after the additional time, and this looks to be done. So I'm gonna let it sit here and let it cool, and that's my okay sign. I'm gonna let it cool here, and then I'll show you how it looks from inside. I'm gonna be cutting it into this after dinner. Okay, this is what I ended up making today as far as cooked food. So we have what is this called? Ground chicken that I took out from freezer, and then I added potatoes to it. So ground chicken and potato curry. I have some cilantro on top. We will have it with fresh roti for wheat tortilla. I took this out of the freezer as well. This is whole wheat dough, and I will make roti for tonight. So we're gonna eat this tonight, and I'll add a clip once I make it. And we are eating the dinner. This is okra curry. So it turned out really good. I like how dry and kind of blistered the okra is, and then dried tomato. So it doesn't have a paste like I showed you how I made it, but it turned out really good. So this is gonna be for us, maybe for tomorrow's dinner or day after, whenever we need it. And then this is, I'm gonna take it for my sister-in-law's mom. I know she likes it. So I don't know if I mentioned it already. My brother and my sister-in-law had a baby, new baby in the house. Very exciting. I took some food the other day, but I made banana bread and other stuff that I'll take hopefully tomorrow. The chicken wings, I have seasoned them with black pepper, little bit of garlic paste, lemon pepper, and some red chili. That's all I have in here. We will make them by tomorrow or day after, whenever Saber demands the chicken wings. We'll make them for dinner. And then this is boneless. I think this is boneless. Yeah, this turned out to be boneless. You can see here, boneless chicken thigh that was marinated in the freezer. I've taken this out, so we'll use this for dinner one of these days, and then I'll make some rice or baked potato or veggies with it. So please follow the what's for dinner video. I post it weekly, and I show you how I make dinner every night, or what we end up eating every night. And here is the banana bread. I have not cut into it yet. I have to make roti first and give kids dinner, and then after that I'll cut into this and show you how it looks like. And if I end up making blueberry muffins, blueberries are still sitting here. If I end up making blueberry muffins, I'll show you that as well. And then I know this is only like 4 items. I'll end up making pasta or rice or something else within the week. I know I have stuff in the freezer that I can whip up anytime. Also, I did not make any special lunch meals for myself this time. I have enough in the freezer. I'm sure you saw it when we took out the items from the freezer. So we have enough brown rice and veggies and meal prep in the freezer, so that would help me as well. Alright, that's what the meal plan looks like for this week. And just for the record, this is how much laundry we had to do. All this laundry is dried and ready to be picked up. So I'm working on that as well. Kids will pick up their own laundry. Alina can hang her shirts and her school outfits. But yeah, that's what's going on. And here's how the kitchen is looking. I don't know if I'll be able to make blueberry muffins today. If not today, I'll make it tomorrow morning, but we'll figure out. I'm gonna start cleaning the dishes now. That's how easy it is too.
We all wanted to see Mom cutting.
You want more?
Me? Let me give you more.
You just
Wait, which one's mine?
Beautiful and soft.
Okay.
You want a slice?
Yeah, sure.
How big?
Okay, that's enough for you. Sally.
That's big enough.
Okay, we're chill.
Is that more hot fudge?
I'm gonna show everybody.
Oh wait, are you gonna get ice cream?
Did you just try? What? It's touchscreen?
What do you mean it's touchscreen?
You just
What are you
touched the
living in?
thing.
Yeah, to focus.
Wow, maybe because it's a screen?
I'm an old soul, okay?
Shocking.
I was born the wrong generation.
Well, you ain't getting any match.
Ah!
What are you doing? How is it? How's the banana bread?
I haven't tried it yet, Mom. Do you want ice cream?
Look what you did to our thing.
Did you want this, Leah?
No. Don't you love you?
Why is it so gross?
Changes. No. Yes. Ah, I found that.
It's still moist. And you can still see the bananas, the thicker banana chunks in there, which is what I like. Beautiful, if I may say so myself. And I used a dark brown sugar, that's why it got so like extra brown. You can always use light brown sugar. Alright, some of the pieces would be taken for my brother, my sister-in-law, and auntie. And yeah, some of them for me. Alright, I'm almost done with laundry. I have been running it behind the scenes, but this is my last load and I'm so happy. Alright, time to fold the laundry. Nobody likes to do it, but somebody's gotta do it, and that lucky one is me. So I'm just putting some empty baskets in front of me so I can separate each one as I go. Alina and Hamza have already picked up the clothes that need to go in the hangers for them, and these are just the ones that need to be folded and in the drawers. So they do help fold their laundry sometimes, but after folding, they definitely pick it up on their own. I'm not responsible for that anymore. I almost like to watch some things, so I don't feel like I'm being tortured too much while I'm folding the laundry. This particular day I was watching 30 Day Fiancé. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have seen it and how crazy do you think that concept is and the show is. I was making some loud comments as I was watching it, but I didn't include it in the video. So I ended up making muffins. I made blueberry muffins and also chocolate chip muffins the next day. I have this recording and also some other muffin recipes that would be coming up soon. I'm sorry, I know I've been promising that, but I just need to edit it and post it. I should be able to do it in a few days. So I baked a few goods, like I said, chocolate muffins and blueberry muffins, and then I took some to my brother's homes along with the banana bread. So these 3 plates are going to 3 different brothers' homes. Thank you everyone for coming along with me on this meal prep. I hope you guys got some recipes out of this. I hope you got some motivation to cook or clean or bake or any other motivation that you're looking for. And most of all, I hope that you enjoyed. I think I got a lot done today and I'm set for the upcoming week. If you like anything in the video at all, then please don't forget to like and subscribe before you leave. Again, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys next time.